Elma Johnson back again with some tidbits about self care. In most cases, most people think that self care is just, about one or two things. And today, I'm going to end that confusion. And I'm going to tell you that there are 8 elements of self care. And I'm just going to go over them briefly and then just give you an idea of just what self care entails. And, most people say, oh, I got my nails done. I went and, had a lunch and I went and relaxed and whatever, whatever. But there is so much more to self care. And I'm going to start by introducing you to all of the 8 elements. And that's what we're going to do for this week. And then I'm going to have some more exciting tips and some more things for you to kind of look into and to kind of gauge yourself. How do you measure up when it comes to self-care? So let's go into the 8 elements. The first element, which all of you are probably more than aware of, is physical self-care. And that is taking care of your body, exercising, eating properly, and watching your weight. Some of us have problems in that area. I, for number one, I love food, but eating smarter and eating better, eating healthier. We will have people that will be working in that area, that have joined in with us, that will be doing presentations on that. We also have psychological care. How are we taking care of ourselves mentally? Mental is a great is really important. Right now we're going through a lot of crisis, a lot of different things that we had never gone through before, such as a pandemic, such as COVID, um, a war going on, and it's just so much stress and tension right now that we really need to pay attention to our mental health, our psychological care. The next we have is our emotional self care. Most times when people think of emotions, they think of a pregnant woman with their emotions on a roller coaster and whatever have you. But we all have emotional self care that needs to be taken care of, and the best way to do that, we're going to have some people that will help you along the way, because taking care of your emotional self care is just being aware of your emotions, taking check with yourself. How do you feel? um, we're still going to have experts in that field to help you along with it. But I'm just giving you the basic tidbits so you can be aware and know that self care is more than taking a bath and doing your nails or doing your hair, but it's about your total self. Uh, it's about our social self care. Is another part. Is how's your social life? How's your things going in your life? How do you feel and act around other people? You have to be social in this world. No man is an island, so that means we have to have some level of some social interacting with each other. And COVID played a very bad part in that because it made it very hard for us to have that social connection with people. We had to learn different ways of how to work and to communicate with each other without being close to each other and being away. And social self care is so very important, is to take care of that. Another thing that we don't even think about as being a part of self care, and that's professional self care. How are you taking care of your career? How are you looking forward to where you want to be? Is your career where you want it to be? Is your job level to where you want it to be? How do you feel about yourself professionally? Is there something that you want to do that you need to strive for? How do you fare up when it comes to that? Environmental self care. This is one of my favorites. And that is your space design defines your moods. If your space is cluttered and crowded, that means that your thinking is not as organized or sharp as it should be. When when your environment is clear and clean, it makes a big difference on how you get things done, how you think. It can contribute to your stress level. It can be a high stress level because things are out of order. And when things are in order, you can see and you can focus and you can do more, or your attention isn't scattered from place to place because, oh, there's something out of order here, there's something out of order there, and you're striving to, you know, bring some clarity into your space. So make sure that you have a routine for putting things in their place and making things, decluttering things and taking things away that's no longer needed. And really, that's a part of self care that can really cause stress in the case of clutter. So let's continue on. I don't know why my notes don't want to stay up, but that's okay. This is one area that people don't think is a part of self care, and that's our spiritual self care. You have to have something and something or someone in your life. I don't care what your religion is or whatever. You have to have that spiritual self care. We are spirit beings, and that is so important that we feed that spirit, that we get that higher power, that godly influence into our life to help us along the way, to strengthen us when we're weak, to give us hope when we feel hopeless. So that's a part of self-care. Most people said, "Oh no, that's not a part," or whatever, but your spiritual self-care is very important to your well-being. And last but not least, and this is one thing that people omit a whole lot, and that is your financial self care. How are your taxes? How is your credit? How is your balance? Your insurance. Are you insured? You know, are you building a legacy for your children? All of these things are a part of self care. And that's what we're going to be working with and dealing with one by one. We're going to do a, um, a 8-day event and a 8-day challenge in self care. And it's coming very soon. It's probably going to be it's going to be in April, and it'll probably be after tax season. And we're going to do a 8-day challenge to make you aware of the areas of self-care. And if you want to proceed any further, we also will be offering classes in order for you to do that. But we are planning that and we are working on it. Thank God there's been an increase in, God has favored us in a way where we now have additional help to help us to get along and to get all the things out that we want to get out. And self care is so important because you can go from healthy one minute to unhealthy the next. But most of all, if you have all of your elements of self care, you can heal yourself, you can rebuild yourself, and you can come out a much happier, healthier person. I'm going to say bye for now. Hoping to see you again very soon. We'll be popping up with these little tidbits from time to time. And we definitely, definitely would love for you to join us and get in tune to yourself, get in tune to all of the elements of self care so you can become a healthier, happier you. I'm going to go ahead and say bye for now, and we will see you next week. God bless.